Repeat after me. I, and state your name.
I, Michael Elliott Langley,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend
that I will support and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
against all enemies,
foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith
that I'll bear true faith
and allegiance to the same,
and allegiance to the same,
that I take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservations
or purpose of evasion, that I will well and faithfully
that I will well and faithfully
discharge the duties
discharge the duties
of the office
on
which I'm about to enter,
so
help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations, General.
Thank you, sir.
General Michael Langley has been fired.
You see this general here, this fool here. He tried to say that they must arrest Ibrahim Traore. Why? Because Ibrahim Traore gave them a middle finger because they want to steal minerals and gold and oil and everything in Burkina Faso. And he told them no. Not only them, he gave Saudi Arabia middle finger too. And France. So now Trump is waking up and he's like, oh, we need to arrest this guy. And guess who he sends? Fellow black person. You know, like this narrative of that someone must conform to the Western norms, it is ridiculous. It is ridiculous. And that's why China is where it is, because it said to the West, fuck off. China is way ahead of the US. They don't want to admit that. Most Americans think that they are ahead of China. They are not. China is way, way, way ahead of you guys. And it just took them 30 years. While you guys complain, start wars in other countries, busy destroying other economies, busy killing children and women, busy doing all, you know, what? Espionage and everything, assassinating other people's presidents that don't agree with your norms and your nonsense. China is building, growing. Yeah. The thing is, Ibrahim Traore is a great leader. He's a wonderful leader. Look at Libya. Is that the democracy you brought to Libya? Look at the democracy you brought to Libya. Look at it. You killed Gaddafi. For what? Because he wanted one Africa. Nothing else. Libya had the biggest irrigation scheme in the world. The biggest. Libya had the best economy in Africa. Libya's economy was bigger than France and Italy. They don't want to admit that. They keep calling him a dictator. The fuck? This is not some sci-fi or some things that you guys keep on peddling around and running around in your nonsense and keeping up, trying to tell us, oh, you need to do this. You are nobody's prefect. Who gave you this role of being a prefect of the whole world? Of thinking that you can tell the whole world where to go, when to shit, when to jump, when to... What? Run your own country. You have a lot of problems in your country. In fact, a lot of your infrastructures is in a dire need. In fact, there are so many homeless people in your country, more than some other countries in Africa. So many. Look at the drug problem in your country. Drug addicts in your country is skyrocketing. Why don't you look at that? You're busy trying to tell us what to do. Leave Ibrahim Traore alone. That is just the reality. You don't run shit anymore. You might think that you run shit. You don't run shit. Give it time, you'll see. You don't run shit anymore. Look at Namibia. Yeah, for any American to go to Namibia has to get a visa. For us to come to the US, we need a visa, right? It's not easy to come to the US, right? But it's easy for you to come to Africa. We should change that. Yeah, you think we have nothing? In Africa, you call us poor? Why are you concerned by Africa, with Africa? Leave us alone. If we are poor, leave us alone.
Can we now say that the spirit of the ancestral of Africa is now speaking or is now working on behalf of the African? This is the question now. We need to pause and understand what is really happening. But before that, allow me to give you a brief history of Michael Langley.
U.S. General Michael Langley, speaking in Kenya, said Africa must allow U.S. military bases because, in his words, the continent isn't mature enough to fight insurgency or handle advanced military tech. Let that sink in. Africa, labeled too weak to defend itself on its own land. Is this partnership, or power play, support, or strategic control? Why is Africa always told it needs saving, never trusted to lead? Is this the price of peace or the cost of sovereignty?
Michael Langley is a U.S. Marine Corps general and current commander of the U.S. African Command, that is AFRICOM. First of all, you need to understand that this general was born in a place called Louisiana, and he graduated in the University of Texas, and he was first commissioned in 1985. I know most of us were not born at that time. So now, he has been serving different department within his career. And now, recently, the reason as to how he came about and the world came to know him all of a sudden, it is during his media interview, during his local media interview at a station in Kenya called Citizen Television. And that is where this general spoke very heavy statements. He made very heavy statement, very big words, towards the captain of the country of Burkina Faso, that is Ibrahim Traore. Something that made African to be angry in one way or the other. And there was a lot of reactions in the internet. Guys were like, how can a black man be sponsored to fight against his fellow black man? It is something that was not making sense indeed, or rather it does not make sense until today. This is the same guy that was putting every strategy to ensure that they gain back the access to Burkina Faso. And the reason for that is to access the resources that are found in that particular state. So now, while he was in the media interview, that is on a local TV station, he said that now Burkina Faso is the epicenter for terrorists. And now, a few days later, he came back to the same social media, or rather, let me say the media, to ask for forgiveness from his people. And now, once beaten, twice shy. We have several of our individuals like Muammar Gaddafi, those guys who were done with during their tenure in different countries because of the resources that are available in those particular states. By him requesting for forgiveness, perhaps he could have been genuine to his request for forgiveness, but no African wanted to listen to him. The reason being, he was in the forefront to plan ways of doing away with Ibrahim Traore's life. But now, due to the support that people have towards Captain Ibrahim Traore, the love that the fellow Africans have for this guy, can we say that this is what has contributed for his downfall? Or in other words, can we say he failed to accomplish the mission as how he was sent to do, and this is the reason why he has been sent home? Or maybe can we say that this is a scripted something so that the world can know that this guy has now stepped down, but it is a strategy for them to find another mechanism of intruding back into the Sahel states? We need to look into this thing from different perspectives. The West can decide to do anything possible to ensure that they gain back the history, they gain back the access into these particular countries, especially now that it has been identified that there is a lot of resources that have been found in these particular states. So now, can we say, once your enemy used a knife to attack you, it doesn't mean that next time they're going to use the same knife. Next time they may decide to use a panga. Next time they might decide to use a spear. The other day they may decide to use a spanner to hit you hard, ensure they are done with you. So now we are looking into this matter in different perspectives. Right now we have social media, and something small goes viral. Like the other day in Kenya, we saw there was a lot of riot because of a young man who was killed because of some statements that he made, and it went on the internet, and out of nowhere it blew, and this guy, once he was in the police custody, his life was he was found dead, and now the whole country there, people are like, they need justice for that guy. So it is the power that the internet has. So now, when we look into this case of Michael Langley, we have been told that he has stepped down. But now, can we look at it in different perspective? It's a matter of being told he has stepped down so that he can be assigned, or he can come in a different dimension. I don't know if you guys are you understand what I'm trying to paint before you. But now, on the other hand, the world is celebrating the same statement, which we still have to give it time and understand that indeed it's something. But again, they can still give him time. They can buy time for him to ensure that the whole thing goes silent, and then now they start to move. That is just my thought. And on the other side of the story, the West, or let me say the Sahel states, they're the most happiest people on the planet ever. Reason being, this is the guy who was speaking ill of their leader, and now they are celebrating their guy. They are saying he is a hero. Ibrahim is a hero. Yes, for tackling all the 20 assassination attempt. Indeed, that is a man. And at the same time, people are like, I want to serve the God that Ibrahim Traore serves. So now, the same people that were so frustrated, they are so desperate if anything happens to Ibrahim Traore. So how are they going to look like before the world? So today they are still celebrating what their soldiers have done. You remember in the that is on the western part of their country, there was an attack. There was a terrorist-sponsored attack. Those are the kind of strategies that were being implemented by this son of the land that has decided to betray the land. And now, this has made the fellow African to rejoice and just to embarrass this general for betraying the son of the land. Even if it's you, I know you would have celebrated if one of your brother is trying to do what, to embarrass you, but at the end of the day you become the winner. So now let's watch these particular clips from the Sahel state.
Victoire à vous. Victoire. Victoire ou rien. Il n'a pas de la main. Mauvais blanc. Voilà.
Social media has power. Social media is a very strong tool. Back in the days, we will depend on media houses to give us information. And you know what? Social media has it all. But media houses filter what they give the audience to listen. Like they're the ones who determine to what you will listen to. So there is a lot of things that are covered under the carpet. Those ones that you will just be walking on top of the carpet, not knowing that there is a lot of dirt under the carpet. So that's what happens with the media. And in this case, thank God the social media is here, and now it has made the entire thing to appear like a village. So now the Sahel state is winning more guys. The Sahel state is winning to another level, including the stepping down of or rather not even stepping down, the fire that was given to the General Langley after being fired. It's another stepping stone for these Sahel state to grow. So it is the duty of these other African states to embrace the same. Let's watch this clip once again.
Wena kwepanga wena gungune gurma ya pilika okwe jedize wa han shekade dum solo zugu le 30 2025 zumarare obiya nango
What we need to do at the moment, it is to continue fighting for our rights. We have seen the soldiers are being celebrated and all over. The crowd is clapping for them. They're enjoying. They're like, these are the God-given people that we have at the moment. And now, by doing so, we need to also have the third eye, because you remember, I can give an example of what has just happened in Russia the other day after Putin had requested Zelensky to cease the fire because of what they were having, the parade, the biggest parade they were having in their country. Then after that, a few days later, you notice that there was a very big attack towards Russia. So now our soldiers have come back home and they have been celebrated. Quite, you don't know, like after quite some time, you don't know what may take place. You don't know what the enemy is planning. But all in all, we are here to support the son of our land. The son of our land, Ibrahim Traore, my president, Ibrahim Traore. I pray that may God protect him with his entire family, with great things that he's doing at the moment. Now he has put the Sahel state to another level. And just the other day, the flag of Burkina Faso was raised very, very high in the United States of America. That is a serious identity. It simply tells you that someone somewhere has seen what is happening. And I'm telling you, if we continue this way, in the next 2-3 years, the West people are the one who will be traveling to Africa searching for green pasture. And we can't wait for that. Yeah, we can't wait for that. We will host you and we will treat you well. And we will treat you well, yeah, that's it. Anyway, my name is Isaac Wabomba and this is Africanization Data. I would like to know what you think towards this particular content that I've done, the sack or the fire, the firing of this General Michael Langley and the celebration that is still ongoing in Burkina Faso. Lest I forget, that is Onana. Today he was in Burkina Faso just to appreciate President Ibrahim Traore for what he is doing. So other sons of the land, whichever part of the world that you are there, either you are playing or you are doing the job, whatever you're doing, learn from what Onana has done. We all need to show the world that we are behind our son of the land. My name is Isaac Wabomba. This is Africanization Data, and see you in the next episode. Bye-bye for now.